my shoes. It's a good wedge, you know. If it's not a stiletto, a wedge will do. No, it's really, really good to be here with you today. And of course, I would say yes, because I am a very strong supporter of ranked choice voting, as was shared, yes. And it wasn't just like yesterday. I did have the honor of serving as an honorary co-chair for Yes on 2, and had the opportunity also, I'm actually one of the original 10 signatories to actually get the question on the ballot. So I'm a day one, okay? And really still a very strong believer in the power of ranked choice voting, what it can mean in our democracy to help our democracy to be more inclusive and more representative. I'm preaching to the choir. You know, our work really is helping more people see what we see and see the potential in using this type of voting system in cities and towns and municipalities, in states. Who knows what might come down the road in a few decades, perhaps country. Seeing what the power of this structure can deliver. So fast forward, it's 2022, and I am running for Secretary of State. I am I'm very humbled to be able to stand before you as the Mass Dems endorsed candidate for Secretary of State. So many of you worked so hard to make that happen. Let me tell you what that means for ranked choice voting in Massachusetts when I'm elected. So for those who, real quick, primer, we know the Secretary of State is the Chief Elections Officer responsible for voting rights and access, ensuring that we have safe, secure, and I believe inclusive elections. Also the Chief Information Officer, making sure that folks have access to public information and, in my opinion, know how to use that information. Chief Corporations Officer, responsible for business in for-profit and nonprofit in Massachusetts, really a gateway to opportunity, okay? Among other responsibilities, which one of my personal favorites is, of course, historic archives, because the Secretary of State oversees our archives here in Massachusetts. I love that part, too. But yes, we clap for the archives, for our history, that's right. So one of the things, just as a core kind of grounding principle for me, when I think about democracy, is a belief in self-governance and really getting as close to the people as possible in our governing, which means getting as close to the municipal level as possible in our governing, really working to strengthen communities as a way to empower people. I graduated from the University of Virginia. I tell folks all the time, we're not going to do Thomas Jefferson personal life, but to talk about Thomas Jefferson ideology when it comes to democracy, this idea of self-governance, and that this country is really about truly we the people being active participants in government. In order for that to happen, I believe we've got to do more to support the local level. And so, in addition to all of the wonderful things we'll do from a financial standpoint to prioritize financial resources and supports for municipalities through the Secretary's office, I also want to encourage democracy innovation at the municipal level. I also want to encourage, support, and help to champion efforts at the local level to engage in democracy ideas, the advancement of democracy ideas like ranked choice voting, okay? And so what that means is I will be a Secretary of State who can stand as a partner with municipalities. You know, as municipalities decide, hopefully more will decide to adopt ranked choice voting, you still gotta go through some pathways. You still gotta jump over some hurdles. You still gotta go through home rule petitions and getting the buy-in from others across the Commonwealth to support what you wanna do in your own backyard. When it comes to ranked choice voting, I will be a partner in helping to clear pathways and really move roadblocks out of the way. I want to see, we didn't get ranked choice voting at the state level yet, but I do want to see in the meantime more municipalities really adopting ranked choice voting, okay? So that we can really spread the gospel, if you will, help people to understand how this works, get folks to be more comfortable with it so that we can then see the impact. So I do look forward to doing that type of work with municipality at the municipal level. Also looking at, you know, when I think about Secretary of State, Chief Information Officer, I'm thinking about, you know, the importance of cultivating a culture of civic participation. Okay? And that includes, again, thinking about the municipal level as one of the best vehicles to do that type of work. That includes really stronger support for civic education in our schools. Okay. K0 to 12, and I do say K0 to 12 because what flavor ice cream would you like to have today? Yeah. Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, butter, pecan. Voting. I'm sure the babies can do that, right? So learning at a very early age what it means to be part of this process is something that I want to ensure as Secretary of State I'm supporting and making sure that our schools have access to the resources, the financial resources they need to deliver a quality civics education. But guess what else that means? There are a lot of conversations happening now in municipalities about lowering the voting age. Lowering the voting age to 16. Well, I happen to think that if we have a strong civics curriculum here in Massachusetts that is delivered with fidelity in our public schools, and truly, we're starting in pre-K all the way up to grade 12, as someone who is the daughter of a public school educator, I worked in Boston Public Schools, I happen to think part of the learning process should include the practical application of what you're learning. And so this idea of having 16, 17-year-olds participate in municipal elections as part of the learning process is something I'm really excited about exploring. And working with municipalities to help make that happen. My point here, and I'm going to step away because I know y'all have been here all day. Thank you for being democracy in action, okay? Is that I believe that the Office of Secretary of State is more than just an administrative office. It's more than just registering people to vote. It's more than just making sure that people know date, time, and location of a meeting. It's more than just issuing certificates of good standing. I do believe that this is a chief democracy office, or at least it should be. I do believe that this office can and should be more proactive and more engaged in and with our communities, really helping folks at the local level, at the grassroots level, in rooms like this, help our democracy to be stronger, more vibrant, and yes, expansive. that requires a Secretary of State who is present, you know, and is ready to roll up her sleeves right along with you. Can, you know, has her sneakers in the trunk and her wedges in the back, okay? Ready to go. But truly, it's wonderful to be here with you. Greatly appreciate the opportunity. Thank you for your ongoing service. Know that you have a friend, a partner, a champion in this fight to help spread the gospel of ranked choice voting. And I do look forward to us being able to see more communities adopted along the way. Thank you.